My microwave went out on me the other day, sparks and everything, so it served for 20 years. It's time to get rid of it. And I looked online to see, is it all right to throw it away in the garbage, regular trash? And no, it's not supposed to be thrown away as regular trash. It's considered, I think it was electronic or e-garbage or recycling. You need to turn it into certain places where they can properly dispose of it, because otherwise, if you were to throw it in the trash or something, it would harm the environment. Naughty. Don't harm the environment. I'm going to talk about what really harms the environment. The air that we breathe, the influences that we absorb in our daily lives, in our communities, in our cities, going to the store. One sinner destroys much good. One sinner. How much more those who defile themselves and abuse mankind? They are harmful to the environment. Fornicators, sodomites, homosexuals, transgenders, adulterers, murderers, thieves. They are all harmful to our environment, and they pollute the air that we breathe. They cause a curse. Who is the chief of all these things? What is the principality? That's where the head is. You must bind the strong man before you can take his goods. The strong man is evil. And this is the hour of darkness. It is their time. Spiritual wickedness in high places. Prophets who prophesy lies. Pastors who rule by their wealth and their connections with each other, comparing themselves one with another. Those that do such things are not wise. They are covetous, thieves. So when it comes down to just throwing away the microwave, it is really a small thing how you get rid of it, compared to the polluted air and earth that we have as a result of sinners who cannot cease from sin. They commit abomination. They are not ashamed, neither can they blush. They declare their sins as Sodom. This is the polluted sanctuaries that surround us. In our stores, in our governments, in our courtrooms, in our prisons. Woe to the heaven and the earth and of the sea, the inhabitants of the earth particularly, for the devil has come down upon us with great wrath and strong delusion, that we may believe a lie, that we would be damned. So we're bombing the hell out of Iran because of their wickedness. And our land is full of sodomites, whores, thieves, fornicators, and adulterers. Whose side is God on? So here we are. What's a good word for today? Jeremiah is always a good one to go to. You know, they hated Jeremiah in those days. The priests, they wanted to kill him several times, and they had false prophets. And they would approach him and say, "Thus saith the Lord," and they would lie. They'd prophesy lies. And the word of the Lord would come to Jeremiah, and he said, "That prophet is a liar," and Jeremiah would prophesy, and that person would die within a year for prophesying lies. Do you think that happens today? False prophets, pastors? I think it does. Why would it change? The judgments of God are enacted by His Word, and His Word does not pass away. Every word of God is pure and never fails. Never. It doesn't fade away. It doesn't go away. Chapter 5 in Jeremiah, let's take a look. "Run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now, and know, and seek in the broad places thereof, if you can find a man, if there be any that executeth judgment, that seeketh the truth, and I will pardon it. And though they say, the Lord liveth, surely they swear falsely. O Lord, are not thine eyes upon the truth? Thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved. Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused. They have refused to receive correction. They have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to return. Therefore I said, surely these are poor, they are foolish, for they know not the way of the Lord, nor the judgment of their God. I will get me unto the great men, and will speak unto them, for they have known the way of the Lord, and the judgment of their God. But these have altogether broken the yoke, and had burst the bonds. Wherefore a lion out of the forest shall slay them, and a wolf of the evening shall spoil them. A leopard shall watch over their cities, and every one that goeth out thence shall be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many, and their backslidings are increased. How shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me, and sworn by them that are no gods. When I had fed them to the full, they then committed adultery, and assembled themselves by troops in the harlots' houses. They were as fed horses in the morning, every one neighed after his neighbor's wife. Shall I not visit for these things, saith the Lord, and shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? I was looking at some old footage of World War I, and it showed various things. One was that there was dozens of troops filing into a house of whores, going in to be screwed. And they were laughing and joking. American soldiers, God bless America. As troops, they were filing in to relieve themselves of their lusts. Ah, sinful nation. That's the United States. We are so divided among ourselves. And we are set for judgment that we have never seen before. An enemy will come in like a flood, and we won't know where it came from, how it happened, but the United States will be no more because of all the whoredom and because of all the sodomites in the land, adulterers, thieves, murderers. One nation under God, one nation under the devil. Cursed. Reserved for hell. The same day that Lot left Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. And that was for an example to those cities and people who would live that kind of life. It was an example to show the judgment of God will fall upon them. It really happened. But here we are. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we may die.